I have a few questions here coming in. Both you as well as Mr. Kocher. First, I will ask you, there is a question from Sudhanshu. He's asking how the implementation problem will be overcome over a period of time, because very soon we are going back to the normal. So is this going to wane?
No, in my view, in democracy, this takes 2-3 efforts. First time, and I don't want to take the time, but I'll be happy to, you can set up, Dr. Dhanjal can set up some forum where we can discuss this in greater detail. But to the question, I want to say that it has been done in our country. It's like the old relics we find that we are rediscovering. It has been done. But in democracy, sometimes when the ideas are too far ahead, they go back and they come back and then eventually come. So, in other forms of government, you can just go in straight line. Here, you have to go zigzag, maybe back. So be optimistic and happy to share. In fact, I personally was involved in, I think both Dr. Dhanjal and Mr. Kocher mentioned that I was in charge for 5 years looking and reporting to the Prime Minister on the performance of the government, and we developed a system which is being used worldwide. I mean, the reason I am a special envoy for SDG implementation is not because of anything, because of the work and the experience. People value it. In 54 countries, it is a big hit. In the Commonwealth countries, there are 54 countries which are part of the Commonwealth. It is being done. So we should be hopeful. It is just a matter of taking a decision in the government. And I think these are signs that we're moving in the right direction. And we should just feel that we will learn lesson and it will happen, because this is not rocket science. This can be done, as I have told many countries from Barbados to Dominica, which are very small compared to India. They'll be like Saket or Greater Kailash. That's what the size of these countries is. These countries are moving forward in a way that you'd find it hard to believe. So therefore, it is doable. There's no big money involved. It is costless. It's just a question of willpower and taking the decision to do it. It's all written up. These are not ideas that I'm giving you. If you read the report of the Administrative Reform Commission, this is the recommendation of the Second Administrative Reform Commission. Ditto. I'm not adding one thing to it. By a group of ministers. And a group of ministers is not for a government. They represent India. Once they take a decision, and every government is obliged to carry on. So I would say that continue to be optimistic, and let's fight this battle together, and we shall overcome in our lifetimes.
Absolutely. So there's another one coming up from Biju Cherian. Something similar, but yes, in your experience, been the 3 main challenges in bringing a systems approach, especially in India, and how can we overcome these challenges consistently?
Okay.
You want me to repeat? I think
yes, please.
Yeah. So he's asking, what are the 3 main challenges in bringing in a systems approach, especially in India, and how can we overcome these challenges consistently?
No, maybe it's my computer, but I'm not able to hear. That just freezes. Your voice freezes. I can see you.
Let me repeat it. So
yeah, but slowly. Yeah.
So the question is, the 3 main challenges in your experience, bringing in a systems approach in context of India, and how can we overcome these consistently?
Well, systems are not made by people at lower end. This is
Gursharan, I think we should move on because there's an audio.
And the day working with the various other prime ministers I've seen, they take a decision and it works. Everybody, these are reasonable things. Every citizen finds it so reasonable that you're only asking, what is the the reason for your salary. Why do we pay you so much? This is our tax money. Why do we pay you this much? Can you just tell us, write it down on a simple piece of paper and we'll hold you to it. There's no Nobel Prize to be won for this idea, but this decision, believe me, it sounds commonsensical, but has to be taken at the top. Anything lower than that, if I were to suggest or you were to suggest, people will say, who are you? But when the top asks this question, no one says that. And you can see, as Dr. Dhanjal pointed out, when I was appointed Secretary to Government of India for Performance Management, no one said anything for 5 years. Everybody felt it was the right thing to do. I mean, we are only asking, what do you get your salary for? And they told us what they get it for. And we say, what are you going to go do this year? They say, we are going to do this year. And we say, great, we'll see you at the end of the year, whether you've done it or not. But there was someone following up, someone going with the same list, which says, you promised this, let's see what you have delivered. And we said, okay, you've delivered 80% of it. And we told the Prime Minister, sir, Mr. So-and-so has delivered 80% of what he promised. That's all. Where is there, you don't need a PhD from MIT to figure this out. So therefore, it's a doable proposition. It's a leadership issue, in my view, straightforward. There is no obstacle to it at all. It costs no money. It does not require any special abilities, common sense, will to do it. And it's a leadership issue.
Wonderful. Let me quickly take one question from Rohan at this point.
Professor Trivedi, I'm a researcher in the public administration and public management discipline, and I'm absolutely floored by your talk.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for joining us. I think that was a spectacular presentation. I have one quick question to you, sir. Within the public management discipline, there is often a narrative that policies are very well designed, but it's the ground level and the street level bureaucracy, due to misaligned incentives and the problems of control and coordination, that often fail to perform. Do you think India's response to the COVID-19 pandemic was an exception to this narrative?
Trust me, I say this, and in fact, it's an article which I want to write. One of the things that distinguishes us from other countries when you look around is our, it's a cliche in India, it's called the steel frame, the administrative service. But it is a highly unique service we have, because people in the Indian administrative service actually belong to the states. Their salaries are paid by the states. They are central government employees, but their salaries are paid there. But what unifies this steel frame is the cabinet secretary. So see, and I'm sure you have seen, I saw those circulars. No other country in the world, in United States or even in UK, they don't have this system, which is the mother of our Westminster form of government. When the Cabinet Secretary of India writes, every chief secretary feels that they have to do it. They're more worried about Cabinet Secretary than the Chief Minister, because, administrative hierarchy is ultimately the Cabinet Secretary who is the head of the civil service. So we have this fantastic system that, their salary is paid by the Chief Minister. Their appraisal is written by the Chief Minister, but their ultimate loyalty is to the union and to the government, and especially on administrative and not political matters or anything, is to the Cabinet Secretary. And I think that really made a difference. Very few countries had this steel frame, which was rejuvenated in a good way, that they had this video conference with all the chief secretaries there and saying, and every chief secretary followed that dictum well. So I think it did. We do have a unique system, which I find looking at 54 countries, very few countries, if at all any country has this. I haven't come across any country which has this unique system. And I think it served us well and will serve us well if we use it properly.
Thank you very much.
Well, thank you so much for your invigorating inputs to the forum. We definitely would love to take this discussion forward and take your suggestion there.